Hello everyone, I'm Farmer Sim, and this stands to be the busiest farm I've ever worked on in Farming Simulator. No time to waste. Welcome to Saxlingham, everyone. Well, I say no time to waste. We have got to go through the obligatory farm tour because this is something special, quite frankly, ladies and gentlemen. We've all seen the map. We know how amazing the map is. Obviously, Farm Sim Brisco has been hard at work for many, many months now, bringing us this, quite frankly, in my own words anyway, it's an absolute masterpiece. For me, personally, it feels like I'm farming up the road. It really does. This is an incredible map. And out of interest, it'd be nice to see, I know it's not something we'd ever be able to learn really, but it'd be really nice to know the accumulated hours, play hours, that this map has already produced since its release a few days ago on August the 1st, because it's been really, really popular. But yeah, we've all seen the map, but no one has seen this. Now this, welcome everyone, this is Misty River Farm, so named by my very good friend Kimera, who had offered to build me this farm. And guys, honestly, guys and gals, this is stunning. This is the best farm I think I've ever played on in Farming Simulator. Now, I love making a farm. I love building a farm. I can lose myself for days, sometimes weeks, building a farm. But there's something really special about having something like this done for you. Now, Kimera, mate, you've outdone yourself as far as I'm concerned. Those of you familiar with my channel know that Kimera did very kindly build me a farm back in Farming Simulator 22 on Farm Sim Brisco's map, The Vintage Oaks, and I absolutely adored that one. That was really, really special. And she also did donate to me a save game that she built for herself for my save game over on my Iowa Cattle series, which again is a gorgeously built farm. It really is. But this takes the biscuit, as it were. This is very, very special. Now, it's going to be something of a bit of a farm tour initially. We have got plenty to do. A few basics about the save and the series before we go on. The very basics, I'm on hard difficulty, as I always do play, and I'm on 3-day months. The farm consists of 9 fields in total. We've got just under 128 acres in total, almost 50 of which are root crops. Now, if any of you have watched my new series that started a couple of days ago over in Italy on Etruria, I am doing my very best to push the boat out a bit and do things that I haven't ordinarily done in my time with Farming Simulator for the likes of root crops, potatoes, sugar beets, different crops and such. And I plan on carrying that ethos forward with this series as well. So we've got a lot to do. Now this, like I said in the very beginning, this is a very, very busy farm. We've got animals, almost all of the animals. In total, we've got 911 animals currently on the farm. We've got chickens. We've only got 11 of those. We've got 150 Angus beef stock, young and old. We've got 250 sheep, and we've got 500 pigs, Bentheim and Berkshire pigs. So in total, 911. Now, again, going back to Etruria very quickly, I did mention I'm doing pigs on there as well. Now, I've never done pigs before in Farming Simulator, so it's an entirely new experience for me. They are new to me, and they do require, if any of you do play with pigs on Farming Simulator, they require a lot of work and a lot of different crops and products to feed them. So I'm really looking forward to getting into that. So, I'm trying to think where to start, because honestly, when I was sent this save a few days ago by Kim, the first couple of hours I just spent picking my jaw up off the floor. I was genuinely overwhelmed because it's a really big farm. Now, one of the things that is entirely unique to this farm is almost all of the buildings are made from the MA7 premium products that you can buy from them. Yeah, so they're very, very special indeed. So it's been something that I've been wanting to do for a while, is to make use of these MA7 packs that I've had for a while, and yeah, they're very, very special. What can I say? So without further ado, let's start this farm tour, because I know this is going to go on for a little bit. So yeah, but I do hope you're going to enjoy it. So as you can see, we've got plenty of storage space initially. We've got a lovely mist coming down because it is only early in the morning, so you'll have to forgive the visuals in that respect. I'll try and get out of it if we can. So at the minute, we've got a couple of tractors. We've got 3 tractors in total, these 2 big lads, and we've got the Ford that I've just landed in there, and we do have the Manitou telehandler as well. Now again, harkening back to a Trury the other day, I'm trying my best to use equipment that I've never used before either. So, you know, stuff that I've always tended to gravitate to, like having a big Fendt on the farm, for example. We haven't got any of that. I'm trying to do stuff that I've used a fast track before, of course, but I'm trying to just, you know, shake things up a bit. So first and foremost, the one of the most used vehicles on the farm, we've got the Manitou MLT 841 telehandler with a gigantic 5,000 litre. This is the JCB Agri bucket from Ross End Mods. So this is obviously that'll be getting used quite a lot. We've got the New Holland T7 315 HD. Now this mod is by Fritz. It's on the Mod Hub. I really like this one because it's got the white tyre writing. I don't know why. It's got just a good shape to it. It's chunky. It's powerful. It's got a good. It's 315 horsepower. So it's pretty capable. So yeah, that's one of our workhorses, and of course we've got the iconic Icon JCB 8330 fast track. Yeah. Painted in JCB orange and not JCB yellow this time, so just for a little bit of a change. Yeah, beastie tractor, really, really cool. Next up, round the corner here, if we can see through the mist, we've got ourselves a load of equipment. We've got a potato planter, because obviously we've got pigs, we need to feed them root crops. Potatoes and sugar beets are those root crops, so we've actually got a bit of both on the farm here. So we've got a potato planter to work with in the near future. We've got the John Deere sprayer fully kitted out with the weed spot spraying and all that stuff. So yeah, the R732i power spray. We've got ourselves a planter, the Horsch Maestro 9.75 planter, and accompanying front tank to get working in the fields. We have our potato planter, the Grimmy Evo 290. Potato harvester, sorry, forgive me, and the root crop harvester as well, the Grimmy Rootster 604. So this is going to be helping us deal with our sugar beets, of which we have quite a big field of that we need to tackle very, very soon. We've got a plough to deal with a bit of tillage after the root crops. We've got the Amazon Catros 6002 cultivator, and we also have our Horsch Pronto 6 DC seeder. Have we got anything around the side here in this shed? Yep, we do. We've got it's just the base game field roller, of course, the Vadestadt Rexius 1230. Now, speaking of field rolling, actually, there's a couple of mods on here that I'm running that I'd like to just very quickly mention. We've got the Yield Tracker mod by Bitbarn Mods. Now that I'm looking forward to seeing what that brings to the game. The Yield Tracker obviously tracks your yields across your fields through time as you progress through your save, so I'm looking forward to seeing what information and extra information and knowledge that brings to us, so that's pretty cool. I'm also using the Hire Purchase mod by Oz. Now, I've got a big shout out to Oz, and I've also got to give a big apology. Oz sent me a copy of this Hire Purchase mod weeks ago, and I have been so busy flapping around doing stuff in the background kind of thing, taking on new series, all this kind of stuff. I've been desperate to spend the time that it deserves to look into this mod, so I've got it running, and I'm going to show you that very shortly, because I am going to make another purchase. I do want another tractor, and I want another trailer, believe it or not. We've got 3 of them already, but yeah, so Oz, mate, if you are watching, many thanks for sending me the mod. It is an absolute cracker, and I do humbly apologise that I haven't got round to replying back to you properly and giving you a bit of feedback for it. But yeah, it's a beauty, it really is. And the other mod I'm also running, this is what drew my attention from looking at the roller there. I've got a mod called Crop Dependent Rolling by Sandman. Now this is a good one. I like this just for the detail, because in real life you don't roll corn, sunflowers, cotton, sorghum, poplar or oilseed radish, but in the game you are still required to do so when you plant it. So I've got that mod running so that we don't have to perform those tasks if we were to plant those crops. Now we're not working with all of them, of course. I'm not doing any cotton on here or poplar or oilseed radish yet anyway, but we do run corn, we have got sunflowers, we may possibly do sorghum in the future as well. So if we do, it's a job that we don't have to necessarily attend to, so that's really quite cool. So quick heads up of those 3 mods. So yeah, trailer shed here. Now we've got the this Cane 16-ton silage trailer here, which is a really nice bit of kit, nice bits of detail with the ladders and such on the framework there. Now, the Richard Weston trailer pack. Before any of you say anything, I have full permission to have and use this mod. I know that over time, since Farming Simulator 22, there's been a bit of a ruckus about the Richard Weston trailer set, initially bought out by Elite Farming. Hello mate, if you're watching. It was literally my favourite trailer pack back on Farm Sim 22. Now I'm not going to go into the details about why it's not around that particular pack for Farm Sim 25, but there are a couple of people working in the background who have bought out a couple of versions of the trailer. This one in particular is by Scoots 1989, and I know he has permission to have this released and available on his itch.io page, the SF18HS trailer set, this one, and the silage variant that we've got next to us. So, I know in that respect it's allowed to be here, as it were. And I've got to give a massive shout out to David Van Mol, who very kindly sent me a version of Scoots' trailer with my logo on, so I was over the moon with that. So mate, it's a special little thing, that, so I've got to say a massive thank you to you for doing that for me. It was really kind, it was a really lovely gesture. So yeah, hugely grateful for that. So I've got that. Obviously we've got the SF18 grain version here, and we've also got the SF18HS silage trailer here as well. But you can never have enough trailers. But what I am going to be doing is very shortly, when I've gone through this farm tour, we're going to make a purchase of a new tractor and a new trailer, because we are going to need it, I feel, in the near future. So yeah, and we'll be using the hire purchase mod to sort that out. Over here we've got a nice bit of old school, the Ford 7610. It's a gorgeous tractor, this, kitted out with the MP lift front loader equipment and a bit of a bucket, and it also does have a massive 3.5 ton Fendt, or 3.3 ton Fendt weight on the back, because it is it does have a habit of wanting to fall forward when you've got, even just when you've got 1,000 litres in the bucket on here. Obviously it's not going to get used for much, you'd just be shifting a bit of manure and stuff around the farm, but it's nice to have nonetheless. So one of M8, this is obviously part of one of MA7's premium building packs here. We've got farm silo, total capacity of 500,000 litres, I believe, if I remember correctly. But the Legrand cereal, and it currently has a trailer or so's worth of wheat, sunflowers and corn in to keep us on top of the pigs until we start building up a bit of a backlog of stuff. Now, like I said before, and we've got a fuel tank here as well. Like I said before, I'm overwhelmed, as I can get lost very easily with this, so you'll have to bear with me. Liquid fertiliser and herbicide tanks here by the shed to keep us topped up when we get into the field there, or into the fields. So if I take a wander down this way, we'll be heading towards our sheep, of which at the minute, like I said before, we've got 250 of. One of Farm Sim Brisco's gorgeous big sheds here. Now I've made use of these two. As you can see in the bottom right, we've got the Anywhere Object Storage by Argsy Gaming, one of the most versatile storage mods for Farming Simulator, in my personal opinion. It's an absolute beauty. If I bring up the triggers, I think we're just somewhere, if I remember correctly, I think the trigger's somewhere around here. Show markers, yeah, just so I can show you where I've placed it. This is going to be our automatic bale storage area here. So yeah, that's going to be filled up very soon, hopefully. So looking forward to getting into that. Go around the corner here again, just the lovely contouring of the ground that Kim's done here. This build is really, really special. It really is. Now again, forgive me about the mist, ladies and gentlemen, but it's called Misty River Farm, isn't it? But this gorgeous sheep barn from MA7. Hey up, people, how you doing? Yeah, I've got a bit of food in. I've obviously, we're in September, as you can see. We haven't started in August as you ordinarily do on a save in Farming Simulator. I've spent a bit of time just sorting a few things out. So yeah, there's our sheep. Bit of a custom pasture as well. Beautiful custom pasture, quite frankly. It feels, in my personal opinion, this feels perfectly British. I know the buildings they come from MA7, who I believe they hail from France, but they fit. They really, really do fit. They're old. Oh, we've got some wool. Oh, check that out. Brilliant. That'll keep us going. Excellent stuff. So yeah, we'll be diving into the animals in a bit more depth, obviously ASAP. But like I say, this is just I'm trying to not gloss over the beautiful details of this farm, but I know that it's going to take a few minutes, so I'm you know, I'm trying to do things relatively, not quickly, but you know what I mean. So in here we have a potato hole. This is exactly what this is. We've got a stash of potatoes in here. We've got a relatively sizable potato field that needs topping first, that is ready to go. But this is where we're going to be stashing our potatoes. Obviously, in the grain silo that we've got is not a multi-fruit silo, so we can't be putting anything like that in there. So yeah, we've got to consider space to store root crops. Now, at the other end of this lovely shed from Farm Sim Brisco, over the wall there is the Anyway object storage on this side. This is going to be our storage space for sugar beet. So, again, we've got a bit of a couple of trailer loads in here. It's a shame I can't see exactly how much we've got, and it doesn't show up in time-saving stock check either, unfortunately. But, either way, it's all good. But, yeah, this... Forgive me. It's a beautiful, beautiful farm. I know Kim has spent... a little bit of time on this, and in her own words, she said she was very, very happy with this one. So, yeah, that's got to mean something. It really does. So, yeah, right, we've been round here. That's the main, this is like the kind of main entrance here to the farm that we just drove through before. That's one of our wheat fields there. And this whole area here, all these lanes and such, this is our land. So I can go down there, but I'm going to go down this way because there is a little bit of storage around here as well. We've got the Brogan 28-foot bale trailer. Gorgeous thing. I haven't used this often, but we're going to be using this today. No auto load or anything. I'm not running universal auto load, or the trailer doesn't have auto load equipped. We're going to be doing... the only auto load thing I have is the round bale picker-upper for the telehandler, so I will be taking advantage of that. But the header for the combine, New Holland, Varifeed 41 foot with its header trailer. So yeah, that's in there. A little bit tight round here, which I know Kim did mention that she has made it tight. She probably just wants to test my skill level. So stashed away in one of the sheds here, we've got the Crane Swadro 900 windrower. Of course, I suppose none of us are much of a stranger to that, but we've got some really nice amount of storage in here. These lovely big sheds have got lots and lots of openable doors, which is really cool. But this is, again, one of MA7's sheds. This is a workshop shed, and it is brilliant because check this out. I've got a lift. If I go to that there, and pop things on that and lift it right up and pop it up on the mezzanine up there, which I think is really, really cool. The detail of some of these buildings are absolutely incredible. So I could, if I so wished, stash things up here, which I find really, really cool. So whether we get into that and utilise that much in the future, we shall see, but it's nice to have it nonetheless. So coming around here again, we've got a nice another little area for storage. We've got a couple of bits of equipment in here. We've got the Sweet Maker pickup wagon and the lime spreader. If need be, these will also double up as extra room for root crops. If need be, we'll throw more sugar beet or potatoes in here if we do run out of space. Here we have the Amity 3750 defoliator. This is for topping our sugar beets. Never used one of these before in the game. This is it's quite a beast. This it literally fits inch perfect between these gates. So yeah, it's quite a thing. So that's why it's gone in there. It doesn't fit it through any of the door apertures. But yeah, lovely bit of kit. So again, sugar beet being new to me, we'll be getting into that. But just the design of the place, the landscape, the flow of the land that she's created designing this farm is really, really quite something, if you ask me. It's yeah. And then we go a little bit further down the lane. This area, the buildings in front of us, is our pigs. We're going to go and have a look at those very shortly, but I need to turn left down here because it carries on. It keeps on going, and it took a while for me to again. That's still the pig section there. We will go and have a look at those in a minute or two. But here we have our cows, our beef stock. Bit of storage space here for our grasswork equipment. Of course, we've got the Samaz mowing equipment. Now I've gone for this one because it does row up itself as well, so when it comes to grass we don't need to run a separate windrower job. We've got the Samaz tedder as well. We'll just need to run a windrower for when we're sorting hay. But in yeah, lovely custom pasture here as well from the MA7 buildings. Really, really nice. Hey up. Let's keep that door shut. Don't want these lot coming out, do we? But yeah, it's really, really nice, this place. So over here we have our we've got young and old cattle. Over here in this barn we have our calves. We've got 50 sorry in here in total. In the calves all doing relatively well, running at 100% health, which is all good. I do actually think since running skipping time between August and September, I've forgotten to top these guys up over in this shed. So I think these are actually out of food, and I don't think their health is doing. The health is currently at 2%. Yeah, they don't have any food. They've got some meadow, but I do need to concentrate on getting these fed ASAP as quickly as I can. So yeah, I'll sort that one out. But they have obviously started to produce manure. They got some slurry, but again, a gorgeous gorgeous set of barns here, really is. This is the slurry tank that caters for slurry, created by the calves over here. So it's yeah, but it's a proper nice setup. This really big storage barn here that we've got a load of equipment in. We've got a straw blower, of course. This can, we need to blow straw for our cows and our pigs. We've got our feed mixer here, the FARMERSIM PF 2.24 Plus. Again, nice bit of kit. Harvesters, here we are. So we have here the New Holland CR 1090. Not something I've ever rarely used. I tend to gravitate towards the class equipment or sometimes a case. But yeah, kind of figured I'd push the boat out here and grab a couple of bits of New Holland equipment. So we've got that. Here we have the New Holland Forage FR 780 Forage Harvester. And we have this lovely mod. This is the Kemper 600 SFI New Holland. Now this is made in collaboration. I know it was Antler 22, and please forgive me, I've forgotten the name of the modder who was also in collaboration with it. I've forgotten to jot it down for my notes, so please forgive me. I did very briefly showcase this in my Saxlingham video, my live Saxlingham video the other day. But yeah, this is a gorgeous forage harvester header from Antler 22, and it's a collaboration with another modder as well. I want to say Green Creek Farms possibly, but don't quote me on that, please forgive me. That's, I've just literally realised that's an element of information that I have forgotten to jot down in front of me. So but yeah, needless to say, it was a must-have on this save. We've got the Kemper N3003 grass pickup header as well, just in case. We've got the Massey Ferguson 4160V round baler. This does give us the option to obviously bale wrap and stand the bales on their end as well, which is great. Now, I've created this little space is because a lot of English farms do have like a scrap corner kind of thing, just lots of stuff just kind of stowed away. We do have a handful of silage bales fermenting away here. We've got an old Massey 390T, 690T, sorry, in the corner there. It's dead, it doesn't do anything, it's knackered, it's broken, it's covered in mud. So again, it's just for decoration. Again, with the Claas Dominator harvester there, old bit of kit, knackered, covered in mud, not been used forever. A few more silage bales, decorational straw bales there, an old Defender, again, never use, and a proper knackered old thing here in the corner, and a forklift truck as well. It's just for decoration. It kind of feels right to me, but yeah, so there we go. We've got a bale handler, of course, round bale, silage wrapped bale handler for the telehandler to utilise when we're sorting out round bales. So yeah, a very, very quick whistle-stop tour of this section of the farm here, cows, and of course the calves here have got a custom pasture out back, which is lovely. Again, beautifully designed and laid out by Kim. Quite frankly, it's a really, really special place to be, this. So, pigs. That's just in the distance here, so we'll cross this little lane. We do own quite a bit of land. We've got 9 fields in total, just under 50 acres of which are root crops. The rest is spread across arable and grassland. Which is why, like I say, it's going to be a really, really busy save, this, because we've got grasswork, we've got root crops, we've got arable, we've got pigs, we've got sheep, we've got cows, we've got so much to think about, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting my teeth deep into this save. I really am. So here's the first of our 2 pig barns. Hey up, little un. I can't even run that fast. That's awesome. I love seeing the animals sprint around. It's proper cute, isn't it? But yeah, we've got the first of our pig barns here. Again, MA7. Look at that, proper cool. They've all got a bit of food in there, of course. We've got 250 that can hold up to 501 pigs. Health at 100%. They've got a bit of food, slurry, and they are already producing slurry manure. And they've got a bit of straw in there as well. But the barns, they're just so beautifully detailed. They really are. If we open them up and just pop in and have a look. I love the doors there that lead them out to their pasture. They're all young at the minute. They're all 4 months old. All of the pigs we've got on the farm, whether they're Bentimes or the Berkshires, they're all 4 months old. So yeah, point for picking the slurry out from, of course. A couple more tanks, of course. We've got the I always use the LSFM universal tank there for sorting water out. We've got the Flegel slurry tank here, the 18,000 Maxline Plus. Obviously, because I'd like to take advantage of the slurry that all of our animals produce. I'm hoping to get quite a lot of that into the future to dress our fields. And over here is our second pig pen. Hey up, guys. How you doing? But again, just the model. This whole build, these 2 buildings that we've got on our right and our left, they're all part of the one placeable section for the pigs. So it's quite a thing, it really is. But the decoration in the middle, just the handmade kind of things for the pigs to shelter out of the bright sun or shelter out the rain here, the tyres and stuff. I think it's just a really, really nice touch. It's beautifully detailed. Lovely little kind of little mini concept shed for them to shelter in as well if need be. But yeah, this is our little pig empire, which is great. So we'll get out of here. There we are. Close the gate behind us. Now I've got to give a massive apology to Kim, because I have had to. The only thing I've had to place down is this manure bunker. I did have a little bit of trouble with getting manure silo extensions to stay latched on to these ones, and once you come in and out of a game. So I have had to. There was a couple of different manure bunkers placed down, and they did seem to work initially, and then when you come in and out of the game, they've become disconnected. So that's this is the only one I've found that works at the minute. So I've got to apologise. It's kind of like a child scribbling on a Matisse painting, isn't it? Me doing that, but yeah, I do need to attend to the painting on the floor here as well at some point in the very near future. So yeah, that's the pigs. So I think, like I say, a relatively brief whistle-stop tour. I say relatively brief, we're 25 minutes into the video now, aren't we? Now, we do need to get cracking. I do need to top up the feed for those cows relatively quickly. I'll get that done off camera, because one of the things I wanted to touch on about the cows, and I'm going to say very quickly. I know this video, the start of a new series is always going to be a little bit of talking initially, isn't it? I think it tends to be relatively commonplace. You know, for a content creator to give all the viewers a brief explanation or an explanation of the standing of a series and what you plan on doing with it, it does take a bit of time to explain, especially when you have a farm of this size. Now, what I wanted to do, and whether it's a little bit different or not now, regarding the cows, obviously the beef stock, the idea of beef stock is they don't produce milk. We're going to be breeding them, fattening them up, and selling them for profit. But one thing I wanted to do is, and I know you can't do this in the game mechanics don't allow this, but I wanted to have natural grass-fed or hay-fed natural beef stock. I believe they're more expensive and more valuable in real life. That's becoming more commonplace now to have, you know, natural grass-fed beef, as it were, and I believe that fetches a higher premium, but the game mechanics don't recognise that. So what I had in mind, what I thought I was going to try and do, to try and mimic that in any small way, what I'm going to do, we're going to carry on as normal, but I'm going to be feeding them, ideally, just grass or hay. Probably more than likely hay. But what that does is that won't bring their productivity levels and their value to the highest it can be. So to mimic the extra price that you would get for selling natural grass or grass-fed beef, the idea that I had was when it comes to the sell time of the cattle, as soon as I go to sell them, and we do have we've got a cattle trailer to move them around with the Range Rover that we've got on the farm. Full Clarkson spec, of course. But yeah, the idea is that as soon as I go to sell the cows for profit, when they're ready to be sold, which I think is roughly about the 27-month period, I think, give or take. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong with that, but I've always believed it was around about the 24 to 27-month time. But what I'm going to do is I'm essentially just going to change the economic difficulty from hard to normal while I sell the cattle, because I believe then I will get more money for the cattle, and then switch it back to hard difficulty to carry on moving on to the future. If I'm right in saying that should work, and that's just to mimic, in my mind, the extra money that you would get for having and breeding and rearing grass-fed, naturally fed beef stock, I think. So let me know if I'm wrong with that. I'm not trying to cheat. I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to do anything like that. And like I say, I'm just trying to mimic the action of doing that, if that makes any sense. So yeah, like I say, that's the plan. Moving on. So field-wise, I think I need to jump into the map PDA and show you what we've got on the map here. So let's go and have a look. So looking from above here, as you can see, 9 fields in total we've got. So we've got a couple of very big fields. We've got field 42 here, which is currently corn, which is growing. We'll go to the growth stage there. It's in dark green. So what the plan is to do with that... Oh, you're loading the map now, aren't you? There we go. So that's the corn. The plan is with this corn is going to be spread across corn silage and also harvesting corn as well to feed to the pigs. So what I may well end up doing is running a few headlands with the forage harvester, for example, and then running the centre up and down rows with a month or so later with the combine harvester to get it as grain to feed our pigs. Because obviously, as you know, if any of you do pigs, you know that pigs require a base food, a grain, a protein, and a root. Now the base foods, you can give them corn or sorghum. We can go for corn for that. That's what we've got on our farmed grains. You can give them wheat or barley. We could do in the future a bit of both. We currently have wheat in the it's barley, sorry, we've got on here, isn't it? Not wheat. And proteins, you can give them soybeans, canola, or sunflowers. We currently have a field here, 39, of sunflowers. And root crops, you can give them both potatoes or sugar beets, of which we have both. Field 40 here is a field of potatoes, and field 37 here, which is an absolute whopper of a field, just over 30 acres. This is our sugar beet field. This is going to take some time. It really is. But I'm really looking forward to getting into that. We've got three grass fields, 22, 25 and 30. They will cater for our hay, silage and grass. Now, I'm not, obviously silage wise, the idea is to essentially profit from the silage. We're going to create it if we can, if we've got the capacity to create it. We've got a bunker to put stuff in, of course, and we're going to essentially wait for it to ferment and sell it, because I don't really want to be giving that to my cows. I want to give them hay, pretty much. So one of these fields is going to be primarily for making hay, just to feed to the cows. So, and the grass, some of the grass will be for the sheep, of course. I may well not have the opportunity to do silage. I may need to do more for hay to keep on top of the cows. We shall see, but all that to come in the future. We also have a field of soybeans here, field 46. So like I say, most of the fields we've got are going to be primarily for looking after our pigs and our animals, but I do have a couple of cash crops. The sugar beet is primarily meant, in my mind, is going to be a cash crop, and also the soybeans over here, even though both of these can go towards the pigs. If they need to, they can, but like I say, the idea is to use some, if not most, of those fields, of those two fields, as a cash crop to get some earnings into the bank. As you can see, we're on we've got just under £50,000 in the bank. So yeah, that's what we've got to start with. Now, again, to start with, I know I need to build up my stock to my backlog of straw. So one of the only fields we've got ready to go at the minute, ready to harvest, is our. I thought it was, all this time, I thought it was wheat, but it was barley, of course. Yeah, we've got our field of barley here to harvest, so we need to get on with that ASAP, and get that harvested, get some straw created, and we'll throw the crop into the silo there, and keep that for food for the pigs. So that's pretty much, I say, a rough introduction. We're half an hour into the video now, aren't we? But it's got to be done, I think, at the end of the day. Here we are in our field of potatoes. This needs to be, fortunately, our potato harvester doesn't require us to run a separate job and remove the topping, as it were. The harvester can dig them out the ground, essentially, so we can this is something we're going to be cracking on with. But this is another very big job, it really is. So yeah, there we go. But like I said, first and foremost, what I did want to do is utilize Ozzy's hire purchase mod and purchase ourselves a new tractor. So let's do that right away. Right then, so let's get this new tractor purchased. So what I'm looking to do, I'm going to go again for one that I've never used before. I'm going for this Valtra Q series, or Valtra, sorry. I've never used a Valtra either in Farming Simulator, very rarely anyway. So we're going to go for one of these. Now this one's relatively capable. If we ike it up to 305 horsepower, we're going to keep the front mount. I have a thing for BKT tires. I don't know why. I'm going to go for, we don't need twins, not on this farm, definitely not, but we are going to go for wide tires and weights. Don't need to worry too much about reverse driving, I don't think, especially not for 15 grand. No, we'll do that. We'll have a nice sky view roof though. That sounds pretty cool. Yeah, we'll have a bit of that for sure. 5 grand. Stowage setup, big or small? What difference does that make? Is that some kind of interior decoration, possibly? I don't know. Stowage setup. Oh, that changes the section on the left-hand side of the driver there, behind the passenger seat. There we go. Well, that's irrelevant, isn't it? Interior setup, design 1 or design... Oh, hang on. Oh, yeah, we go for the dark. Definitely, definitely. We don't need a front loader attached here. We will equip it with the Isaria Pro Compact. Main colour, I'm going to go for a nice dark green on this one. Again, I know I've gone for one of my custom colours there, but Valtra do seem to have a much wider range of available colours to paint your machinery, and that looks pretty cool. But I personally think it looks even better when I go back to my favourites, and I do have the Richard Weston yellow colour. There's something really quite nice about green and yellow. I don't know why. It does stand out, but that looks pretty cool. And of course we can equip it with a private plate. So Valtra VA11 TRA. Perfect. Front and back. Absolutely. There we go. Bang on. So that comes in at 297,150. So we now go to hire purchase here. What it does, it gives you an option to change the amount that you can put down as an initial deposit. I do love this mod, also, I've got to say, mate, if you are watching, the detail that this adds into the finance side of Farming Simulator, I think is brilliant. You've got a flat interest rate across the lot, 5%, which is fine. You can put, and like I say, you can alter between a 5 and a 10% deposit. Now, because we're not swimming in cash, I will just be putting the 5%, 14,857 in this case, deposit down on the vehicle. You can choose whether you want to go from 1 to, I mean, right the way up to 10 years there. Spread it over 10 years, goodness me. But that'll come in a fee of, if I go for option 4 there, at 90 odd grand, which is pretty crazy, let's be honest. But yeah, 10 years there, monthly cost of 2,994. But no, that's a little bit unrealistic there. So what we got there? Options 1, 2, 3, or 4. If I go for option 4, I'm going to be paying a fee of still 90 odd grand there. But if we go for option 1, over 2 years, a monthly fee of 12, just under 12.5 grand, so at a total cost of 312,000. I think that's reasonable. I think with the zero final fee. So I think we'll go for option 1 with that. Let's just make sure I've got that right. Just under 15 grand deposit, over 2 years. In option 1, 5% interest rate, monthly cost of 12 and a bit grand, no final fee, total cost of 312,000. So we're paying for the privilege of getting it on finance. We're paying what? What's that? 12, about 15 grand. Yeah, that'll do. So purchase. There we go. That'll be found at the shop, and I'm also going to do the same with my Richard Weston, my next Richard Weston trailer. So do that very quickly again. Pop into here. There we go, and check that out. The SF18 Farmer Sim Edition. Honestly, how cool is that? So we're going to go with the arch. We go back to BKT tyres, of course, and we go for the optional extras, the full light package. We don't need attachers. We do want to keep it standard colours. There we go. And the Valtra will be towing it home. I do have the matching number plates mod installed as well. So even if I had a different number plate on this one, it will automatically change the number plate, which I think is a very cool little thing. But we will just pop this to the same one. There we go. Back only. There we go. Hire purchase. We'll do the same with this. 2 years. 5% deposit. Option 1. So we're not paying a final fee. There we go. Lovely stuff. Right, here we are at the dealership. And again, just if any of you haven't seen this, of course, I'm sure most of you have, but just the modelling of the dealership with all these lovely pictures all over the wall is really, really special, quite frankly. So let's grab these keys. Cheers, pal. I know. Don't have to do that, do we? But still. There we go. Oh, that didn't work, did it? What's going on there? Why haven't you gone... Oh, well, you look like a stormtrooper. That didn't work, did it? It's meant to be green and yellow. Oh, well. To be fair, it looks quite good as it is, doesn't it? I suppose a white tractor's not the best colour to have, but still, it'll do. Right. Hey-ho, it is what it is. But yeah, I've never spent much time in the cab of a Valtra, so it's high time that I did. I'll open the gates. It's alright. Right, okay. I might have a bit of a look into that and see if I can get those colours back, but I'm not going to faff around with that for now. We need to get back and we need to get working, because I am acutely aware that we are well into this video now. To the tune of about 40 odd minutes, and I haven't entered a single field. So we're going to go and crack on and get our first harvest done. I'm going to get the barley harvested and sort out the straw afterwards as well. So, see you back at the farm. Right then, while we're in it, we may as well start using it. So just going to load in our last trailer load of hay that we've got on the farm here. So that's something I need to focus on relatively quickly, is getting these cows a backlog of hay to feed them, because that's the last of it now. There we go. Sorted out. That's all good. So now we are going to crack on with a bit of field work. Now, like I said before, forgive me that this video is very, very long in respect to so far anyway, and the fact that it's just been me and my dulcet tones, but it's always been my opinion and my understanding that it's kind of like commonplace at the beginning of a series. You kind of spend a bit of time just going through everything and talking things over, as it were. But I'll tell you what, though, one thing I did want to do, actually, before we do absolutely anything more, is just give you a bit of an overview of this farm from above, because it is so very special. It really is. The amount of time that Kim has put into making this, I think, is absolutely incredible. But look at the size of the lay of the land, as it were, how much space it takes up. It's a massive place. It really is. And the thought and time and care that's gone into creating this, I feel, is just amazing. So Kim, mate, thank you so much for all the time you've put into this. It is properly cool. A couple of points, I suppose, that I've missed out. We've got a bit of a manure bunker there. That's that manure holding point there. The big square that you can see there, that's attached to this pig barn here. The one that I've had to butcher into the trees there as neatly as I could is attached to this one here. We've got the slurry tank there for this, for that pig barn, and this one has its own built in there. But yeah, it's a good size, isn't it? Let's be honest. It takes up a heck of amount of space. But it's so nice. It really is very, very special. Now, one thing that I do have to say, now, in the past, it's been relatively commonplace that, for me especially anyway, I've been fine sharing save games. I've done that with my Oak Bridge. I've done it with Palanier. We even did it with Iowa cattle. That was a bit of a faff, let's be honest. But we can't do that with this one. I can't do that with this one. That is entirely down to the use of the premium MA7 mods. They're available to everyone, but you do at a cost. You do have to purchase them, and as a result of that, I can't share this save publicly, as it were. This is essentially it's a private build. Both myself and Kim do have the MA7 building packs, so yeah, like I say, so huge apologies. So please, in the politest possible way, please don't inundate me with comments in the YouTube section, or either over on Discord, or even trying to get me in private DMs. That has been done in the past, asking if I'd be willing to share the saves. I literally can't do that, so I won't be doing it with this one. This is exclusively to this series, quite frankly. So yeah, anyway, right, it really has been enough waffle for me, hasn't it, ladies and gentlemen? We need to get down to a bit of work, and what better way to start off a series than with a nice harvest. So we're going to go and get the header trailer attached, and get the header attached, sorry. I will have to probably, I don't think I've got the space to pull it out from where it is with this thing here. I don't think that would be good practice. I need to dig it out, and I think, do you know what, I think we'll use the nice new Vulture to support this in the field. We'll take the barley over to the farm silo, get that loaded in. I do have it all wired in. I've spent quite a bit of time just making a very, very neat and tidy and hopefully relatively carefully made auto drive course for this series. So the map is fully covered by auto drive. All of my fields and my custom farm is also fully covered by auto drive as well. So what I think I'll do, we'll just pop this very neatly here. Careful not to reverse over any of my crops, because I do have crop destruction turned on. There are no thieves around here, so I can just leave the engine running, as it were. But yeah, we'll go and load everything up, bring everything to where it needs to be, and we'll get cracking. Right, come on then, let's get working, let's get harvesting. Now, unfortunately, since the last clip that I've just made, driving home with that lovely Stormtrooper-esque Vulture, unfortunately, it seems that our time, at the minute anyway, with that tractor and that new trailer, seems to have been relatively short-lived. Now, what it was, I don't know what the problem was, but essentially when it came to saving the game after making that hire purchase, I couldn't save the game. It just sat saving and not doing anything else, and it left me with no option but just to manually shut down the game. So I am going to report that back to Oz. I don't necessarily I don't know, I can't say whether the problem was with the hire purchase mod, or is it, I don't know what the problem is at all, but essentially once I make that hire purchase, I can't save the game. So I've had to essentially just drop back a little bit, so we're back at just under £50,000 where we were before. We haven't made any purchases. I don't have a nice shiny new Richard Western trailer because I didn't want to just go out and get a loan in the normal fashion in the game. The whole purpose of that was I wanted to showcase Aussie's mod. So like I say, I'm going to report that back to him. It might not be anything to do with that at all whatsoever, but like I say, that was the only thing I did different, was making that hire purchase. So unfortunately, we haven't got a shiny new tractor, but we are going to be sticking with the beast of a T7 back there that's waiting in the wings for us. Just clearing a path here on the field where the tractor and trailer will be manoeuvring around, getting in and out of the field. And then it's time to jump into a bit of a cinematic. Those of you who are new to my channel as a result of this video, welcome, hope you're well. I'd like to put my field work into cinematics if I can, so I'm going to crack on, throw a bit of music behind this one. It's high time we finally got working in this on this episode, isn't it? It has been a long one so far, so if any of you are still watching and stuck with me, I do appreciate it. But yeah, let's get cracking, get this barley in the silo, and I'll see you when it's done. Righto, there we go. First harvest completed here on Saxlingham. Not a bad job if I don't say so myself. In total, we got just under 117,000 litres off of this field. So yield-wise, I think we've done pretty good. Now, at the minute, I don't actually have any of the precision farming data wired in, plumbed in. I haven't bought any of it yet, so I need to address that in the near future. But yeah, 100 and, like I say, just under 117,000 litres coming in at just over £44,000 worth of grain. If we were to sell it, but we're not, because it's pig food. So yeah, we're not going to be making money from the barley in that respect. But I'll tell you what though, it's been a good one. There we go, not a bad job whatsoever. So we've still got plenty to do now. Again, like I said before, I will say sorry again. I'm sorry that this video has gone on mostly with me talking. It's I think there was just so much to show you, and I don't feel I've done the farm justice yet. Obviously, as you can see, the weather's better now, so there's not quite as much mist, so I suppose a farm tour would have been better at roughly around this time of day, but we had too much to crack on with, let's be honest. So as it happens, we've got so much to crack on with. Like I say, come the next episode, we're going to be getting the straw out of this field, getting that picked up, baled up, loaded into our auto storage shed over there, and then I want to crack on with these potatoes, because potatoes is something I've very rarely done in Farm Sim for quite a while, to be honest. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting these out of the ground. We'll get them loaded into our little potato shed, or our big potato shed. But yeah, so I'm really looking forward to getting my teeth into this series. I've got to say a massive shout out, firstly to Farm Sim Brisco for giving us this incredible map. It is a beautiful work of art, quite frankly, mate. If you are watching, thank you so much for the hundreds and hundreds of hours that you put into making this place. It is absolutely gorgeous. I've been so excited. I knew exactly that I'd be doing a series on this from the moment I first saw the map a very long time ago. So yeah. Kudos to you, mate. You've done us proud, I've got to say. Hats off to you. And of course, as well, on top of that, I've got to say an enormous thank you to my good friend Kim. Mate, this farm that you have made for me is absolutely incredible. It is a work of art. It's just mega. I can wax lyrical for hours about this one. I really can. It's a special one. It really is. So, honestly, mate, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for the time that you put into making this for me. I'm very, very grateful. But for the rest, for this episode, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to call it here. Like I said, I know it's spent most of it just listening to me babbling on, but next episode we'll be cracking on straight away with the work. Like I say, straw to pick up, bale up, we've got potatoes to sort out, and the work doesn't continue. It doesn't stop there. We've got so much to do. But I like that. I'm looking forward to it, and looking forward to getting my teeth stuck into this place. I really am. But like I say, for today's episode, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to call it here. Thank you very much for watching. I really do hope you have enjoyed this first episode of the Saxlingham series. As always, if you're new to my channel and you like my content, you like the way I'm doing things, please consider using my Giants Partner promo code here. If any of you are in the market for purchasing Farming Simulator 25 or any of its add-ons, and you like the idea of supporting the channel and helping out a creator, I would be massively appreciative. And on top of that, if any of you are in the market for an online server to play with your mates and you like the idea again of supporting the channel and helping out a creator, please consider using my G-Portal affiliate link. The link to that will be in the video description below. Any help and support there also would be massively appreciated. So, thank you very much for your time again, ladies and gentlemen. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.